Hey everybody, today we're making chili. It's Halloween and we have had chili at our house for as long as I can remember on Halloween when our children were growing up. And Doug and I have continued that tradition. I can make it ahead of time, and then when the children come by to get their candy, we don't have to worry about dinner, or we don't have to jump in the car and go somewhere. We can just pull out our chili and warm us up a good bowl. So today I'm going to make that, and I'll gather all my ingredients and we'll get started. But I know you're wondering, what in the world is she doing with that can of soup on her counter here? Well, we're going to use a can of soup, tomato soup, in our chili. I found this recipe in an old cookbook, one that was published in the 60s. And so I'm going to use that recipe today. It calls for a can of Campbell's, any brand of tomato soup. And so we're going to put it in there and see how it tastes. It sounds good to me. Okay, we're ready to start making our chili. And the first thing that I'm going to do is to place about a cup. This is a medium-sized green bell pepper that I have mixed up. Let me get my little spatula here. I think it'll work better. And I'm just placing it in my pan here. This is a kind of a deep saucepan. And I'm also using a small to medium onion. This is a little over a cup. So what we're going to do, we're going to saute our peppers and our onion together. Now, I'm not going to be adding any salt to my dish today because all the other ingredients that I have a lot of salt in it. But I am going to saute my onion and my green peppers in some light, extra light flavor olive oil. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. I would say probably about 2 tablespoons is what I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to saute these. You know, saute means that you just cook it kind of on a medium to medium high heat if you want to. You could cook it on low if you wanted to, but you just want your onions to kind of turn a light color. They will look kind of clear after they are sauteed. So let's just keep doing this. Okay, our onions are sauteed, so now we're ready to add our hamburger meat. So I have about 1.25 pounds of hamburger meat here. This is 90-10. So we're just going to place this in here like this. I'm going to get my little browning fork that I love so much and start breaking this up. So we're just going to add our meat and we're going to mix it in with our peppers and saute. Saute means that we're just going to brown it a little bit. So I'm going to keep browning this, and when it gets browned, I will be back and we will add our other ingredients. Okay, we're looking good. Our meat is browned. Our peppers and onions are continuing to cook. And so now we're going to start adding our other ingredients. I'm going to start out by adding 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Let me see if I can do this. I thought my little spoon would go down in there, but it won't. So, okay, so that's 1 tablespoon. And you know, chili powder is to taste. So I think I may just go with maybe about 1.5 tablespoons. We'll start with that. We can always add. You can't take it out, but you can certainly add more. So we'll taste this as we go along, and if we feel like we need more chili powder, then we'll add more chili powder. But I smell that, so that means it's probably a good amount. Some people like more, some people like less. It just depends on how strong you like your chili to be. Now, I'm going to add 2 cans of dark red kidney beans. I opened these and drained the juice off the top, but I didn't drain the beans. So you're going to see juice in these. So we're just going to add those. And I'm going to have a pan full of chili here. So now I'm coming in with the second can, and I did the same thing. I just poured the juice off the top. Next, I'm going to add 1 can of tomatoes. These are just diced tomatoes, and you'll notice these don't have any salt because all of my other ingredients have a lot of salt in it. Anytime that you have use canned goods, things that are processed, then it's going to be salty. It's going to contain a lot of sodium. So I'm just mixing this up like this. And now, y'all, the secret to this chili recipe is the last ingredient that I'm going to add. And that is going to be 1 can, a 10.75 ounce can of tomato soup. I bet that's a surprise to you. Most people add tomato paste, but today I'm adding tomato soup to our chili. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of water. I have some water here. I'm just going to pour a little bit of water in my can, kind of rinse it out real good, and add it to our chili. So now let's give this a stir. Kind of mix it all together. Once we get this mixed, I'm going to let this simmer for at least an hour. I may let it simmer longer than an hour. It won't hurt it if it simmers longer than an hour. But look how juicy and how moist and delicious this chili looks. We want it to cook down, but we just want it to simmer so that all of these flavors will mix together. And we're going to have some luscious, wonderful, scrumptious, delicious chili here in just no time. So I'm going to let this sit here. It'll come to a little boil. I'll turn it down on low, and I'm just going to let it simmer for, like I said, at least an hour, and I will be back. Okay, our chili is done. I'm ready to taste it. I know it's going to be good. Remember, it had that cup of tomato soup in it. So I'm just stirring it around with this little cup. I'm going to get me a cup full and put in here like this. And normally I would put some sour cream and some cheese on top, but I'm not going to do that right now, but it's delicious with that. And with chips, with corn chips, with crackers. I like peanut butter and jelly sandwich with mine. So let me show it to you. Y'all look at that. Doesn't that look good? So now let's taste it. Y'all, I love this. That is so good. You might want to add a little extra salt for those of you who can have a lot of salt or more than others. But anyway, it is so delicious. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day at home. If you have trick-or-treaters come by, I hope you enjoy them. And I'll see you again really, really soon. Don't forget to like and share our videos. I love you.